It's time for the Bama Backroads podcast, coming to you from the banks of the mighty Coosa River. All right, here we go. Episode 4. Co-host Lee Pitts again on the phone. He just got off the water. Lee, y'all catching any fish?
You know, we're catching a few. It's one of those deals where it's fixing to bust wide open any day. These weather issues are just giving us a hard time right now. We left 65, 66 degree water temp, and all of a sudden it knocked back down to 61, 62, and that's the good mornings. So it's just one of those things. These fish don't know what to do. We're catching some fish right now that are postponed. I mean, they ran in there and they did their thing and they hit it and they're getting back out on the deeper water. But, yeah, we're catching them. I think we got a whole nother wave of fish that are waiting out there deep that are ready to come.
Well, have they raised the water yet?
No. And that's one of our problems, too. Dropped it 3 inches a day. So, you know, it's one of those deals. What do you do? I mean, you know, these fish are wanting to get up there tight. They're wanting to get up there in that brush. And I rolled in there today, was going to try to catch yesterday afternoon. We caught some fish shallow. And all of a sudden you're seeing, you know, watermarks on things 3-4 inches. And it's just, I don't know. And like I said, I know that I'm not smart enough to realize and know how they handle this stuff. You know, I'm just a fisherman. I look at everything from a fisherman's point of view. I don't look at the big picture, as everybody says, but I'm sure they're doing it for a reason. And like I said, I have no problems with anything, but it's just these fish are wanting to get up there shallow. They're wanting to do their thing. And it's just, it's a battle, and that's just some of the things that we have to deal with. You know, it's not just us; it's lakes all through the Coosa. It's the Tennessee Valley lakes. It's everybody. You know, they're watching this water, watching the forecast, and watching what we got going on. They don't want to flood nothing. So these guys are doing their job. I'm just trying to do my job.
Well, one of the things that most people do on the Coosa, and I guess Alabama Power does us a favor by doing this, and I know their purpose is to generate power, which is a good thing.
Yeah, that and flood control. You know, they control, and they've explained to us several times before, these lakes were designed for flood control and to generate power. And I understand that.
Yeah.
You know, what we get, and we appreciate it, and we thank them for it, we get to enjoy these waterways and enjoy recreation, enjoy our fishing. Yeah. Are we stingy? Yes. You know, us as fishermen, we know where we want these fish to be, where we want the water to be. And when I say this, I am admitting, yeah, we're stingy. We're stingy. Hey, we want that water up, this, and that, but that's not what these lakes were designed to do, and I understand that.
Yeah, every year, social media, spring, when's the water coming up? Why don't they raise the water? I see it every year, but you know that they do kind of do us a favor and let us go online or go on your phone. They have an app. Alabama Power does, and lets you go in there and see how many they're pulling. You know,
right.
How many turbines they got on.
They do that. They have a itinerary daily, you know, and that's one of those things they let you know. Sometimes, you know, they've got to do some other things if they see fit that may change that, but normally the itinerary is pretty strong with that. And another thing too, they may, you know, like I said, with us as fishermen, here's what we want and here's what we do. But the first thing's going to happen if all of a sudden it starts flooding, well, they should have dropped that water lower.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
you can't make anybody happy.
I get it. I get it. It's kind of like, and I'm going to tell you this, it's kind of like, I know a lot of people that run tournament trails, and they thought, man, this will be wonderful because we all love the sport. We all love fishing. We all love. I said, yep, we sure do. But once you, and I know I'm going off in a different direction right here, but a lot of them say, man, why y'all gripe and complain so much? I said, well, that's what we do. You know, when the fish don't do what we want them to, and we don't catch what we want to, you got to come up with something, man. I mean, everybody's got to have a little out. So
Well,
you got to come up with a gripe and a complaint.
Well, that goes back to what we talked about in an earlier show. Was you got to have that game. You got to have something to fall back on it if you didn't have your A game today,
man.
And look, that's a good one. You know, I can't tell you how many did you catch? We didn't have a good day. They was pulling too much water.
Right. Yeah. Or hey, I was on some shallow fish, man. They pulled the water out from under me. Dadgummit, I'd have won this one.
Or they weren't pulling water at all. Oh, they turned the turbine off at 10, and then I was dead in the water. I couldn't catch anything. So it doesn't matter.
Like a handful of flashcards. Here's the one you get today.
Hey, how would you like to be the person that answers the phone at Alabama Power?
I wouldn't.
Wouldn't that be nice? That'd be a good job.
It'd be like, I just wouldn't answer those calls. Our working hours are blah, 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 to blah, 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 blah. If you're trying to reach our business, call 7, or something. No, I wouldn't answer that. It'd be a full-time job, man, just answering telephone calls.
Give me a number.
Because here's what it'd be. Hey, man, we got a club tournament this weekend. I need that water to be up about 4 inches over full. Okay, we got you, brother.
Well, now, what was that again? I'm writing it down.
Yeah. Look, he's got to have that water at a certain level.
You on schedule to start that turbine at 11. If you could start it at 9:30, that'd be great.
Yeah. Because what I'm going to do, I'm going to fish shallow early, then I'm going to get out there on some of that open water stuff. So I need that water moving.
Yeah. Oh, my God. I can't imagine. You know, and you kind of feel for the Alabama Power because they, if your electricity goes out and, them guys are out in it. Rain, sleet, snow, kind of like you and Pat. If power goes out, they're going to be out in it, and you're still mad at them.
That's
Why
right.
is my power out?
I had some guys here about 2 years ago, and I'd put in at the lower end of the lake, and we were down at one of our, stores here on Weiss Lake, the Coosa Corner. Got a great big breakfast there. They got
nice. They do have
it's just that's where everybody goes to eat breakfast. And I'm sitting in there. I'm going out of the lower end, and a lot of our Cherokee power company guys were in there. They've got their hard hats on. They got their steel-toed boots. Okay, it's 22 degrees. It's sleeting. It's nasty. It's a slush out there. And they looked at me. They're all going to work. And they said, Lee, you working today? You fishing? Yeah, I don't feel good. I don't want to go. Man, I this and that. He said, and one of them looked at me and said, hey, man, you're fishing. We're fishing to go climb these power poles out here and keep everybody's power on. And I was like, yeah, okay, I get it. My job ain't that bad. I get it. So I see what these guys are doing. They're just like we are. They're out there in this weather that people don't see a whole lot. They're out there when it's winds blowing 30 and it's cold and it's blowing sleet on them, and they're up there dealing with this power
right
that you've got to really be on your toes, or it could be some problems. So my hat's off to these guys. They get out there and they do their deal, and thank them. My hat's off to them. Thank you.
Mine too. I think we got off topic a little bit. Let's go back to.
Yeah, hey, I'm bad about that. I'll get to rolling sometime. And that's what sometime I may. Like me and my buddies out here right now, we're listening up on the ridge. You're gonna put some turkeys to bed, so we're just up here listening. So if I get to rambling, I'm listening for these gobblers.
Well, if you hear one, you just let me know, and we'll pause. Because look, there's a lot of important things, but nothing's more important right now than turkeys gobbling. It's that time of
Well,
year.
and that's what people. I have so many people out here that we're fishing and we're doing our deal, but and they're talking about. And no, I won't even go. I was fixing to go on another tangent on this. I was like, I'll put it this way. My wife tells me a whole lot of times, and she said it's a crying shame that your attitude and the way you feel and mood revolves around if deer are moving and fish are biting. And I'm like, well, yeah. I mean, everything else kind of falls off to the side. But to me, there you go. It's like Ricky Bobby. Hey, there's your first two strikes. There's your first two strikes, man.
That's right. Well, if we were going to go fishing, what colors are you using right now? Can you give us that information?
Yeah, I can, and I'm going to tell you something too about something new out, and I wasn't going to say or do this, and I'll just go with colors first. I'm a Bobby Garland man. Everybody knows that I'm a Bobby Garland man. My black chartreuse, Junebug chartreuse, blue chartreuse has been the last probably 3 to 4 weeks. I don't know if it's water clarity. What we're doing, I've tried some other colors. I love all the other Cajun cricket, the bluegrass, this and that. But the last 2 days, we got a brand new bait out from Bobby Garland. It's the mayfly. And I know everybody's going to say, well, man, I've had mayfly for 3 years. No, that's the mayfly color. They have a brand new bait out right now. And I sound like I'm doing a sales pitch, but I am not. I'm telling you the truth. Okay.
Well, here's
this is
my
the truth because I've been playing with it.
Here's my view on this. Do you use it?
I have just gotten mine in. This was a brand new bait last year, and you see where I am on the totem pole. I have just gotten mine in this year. So there you go. But this is a brand new bait from Bobby Garland. It's called the Mayfly. It has a whole different look than any crappie bait you've ever seen. It looks like a mayfly, and here on the Coosa and here on the Tennessee River, it's got the little appendages that come out. It's got it almost looks like like on a shark, the little fins on it, and it's a glide bait. It's a thing, and I'm pulling with it right now. I'm not shooting docks with it. I'll start shooting docks here in a couple of months. But the last 2 weeks, I've really, really started using this bait in my trolling, my long line trolling. And it doesn't matter what color. Well, they've got it in 10 different colors right now. The bluegrass, they've got it in all your major colors. But this little bait, especially with me shallow right now, it's holding it up a little bit. It's getting bit. And it's got a different kind of box that you've seen. It's not just a bag bait. It looks like a small thing of wet wipes. It hangs vertically, but it's got a little cap that you open up, and it's like a bag of wet wipes. You push the bait through the bottom, it comes out the little already pre-made slit that it opens it up, and it's already pre-oiled, pre-scented. And, man, this has been a jam-up bait for me right now. And I'm just now getting to play with it a little bit. But that mayfly has been something good. Like I said, I'm pulling with it now. But when I get to shooting docks with it, when you can really slow it down, like on a 132nd, 164th or something like that, to let it kind of glide, you guys need to check out this new bait. I mean, it's something that's hot right now from Bobby Garland.
Well, look. My issue with sponsors is we don't have one. We're a new show. This is only episode 4.
Right. We're like, hey, we've got a cougar, Team Me. This is Team Me.
Yeah.
You drive that, Ricky Bobby. You drive it.
And
yeah, we don't have to say nothing. I mean, we can just say, hey,
no. Look, if we talk about a product on this program,
yeah,
we're using it. It's in our backpacks. It's in our boats.
If I'm catching it on it, I'm gonna tell you, hey man, we like to thank Jim's bait shop for them crickets he had. Them was some good crickets last week.
They were lively.
They were lively. He put some Mountain Dew in there and had them all jacked up, and they were lively.
I'm jacked up on Mountain Dew.
I'm all jacked up on the Mountain Dew.
I'm gonna come at you like a spider monkey.
Yeah, you know.
I had to use my. That's all I got from the Ricky Bobby.
Oh, if you want to do some stupid humor stuff, I have a. That is my repertoire. I can throw some stupid humor movie at you.
Well, we need to do an entire episode on stupid humor off movies.
That or Andy Griffith. I can do you some Andy Griffith on there pretty good too. So.
Well, just throw some in every now and then, and that way we can take advantage of your expertise.
Okay, like I said, I'm cultured in the fine theatrical stupid humor stuff.
Well, my wife says that's dumb. Why do you say that? What is it about like Step Brothers? What God, we're getting way off subject. Step Brothers, Talladega Nights, those movies that just own people like me and you.
Yeah, but that's all I got.
Our wives think we're the dumbest people on the planet because we think that's funny.
No. We put it into play with normal day life.
Well, that's true. There are a lot of life lessons in those movies.
I'll have these doctors. I'll have doctors out there on the boat with me, and I'll have them, and they're talking about this and that. Well, what do you think about this new, what we're doing here with this, and that? And I'm looking at them, I said, well, the way I look at it, if it ain't first, you last. If it ain't first, you last.
Exactly.
If it ain't first, you last. If you smell a crispy, sweet smell, don't think it's your tailpipes burning. It's a little bit of shake and bake. That just happened. And they look at me like, this dude's got Tourette's.
Oh man, I love those movies. Those things own me. All right, let's get back on course. All right, something I wanted to talk to you about because you deal a lot of tournaments. You've been in tournaments your whole life. And something that I've noticed when I look for the Backroads news we do every week. Is the number of stories on a lot of websites, not just Wired to Fish, but a lot of websites, is the cheating. Caught these two guys cheating.
I'm gonna tell you, man, that's a crippler of marriages nationwide, man. You get these guys, or even the girls, man, they go out and oh wow, man, you get looking for greener pastures, and it's terrible. It's terrible for America. I mean, I don't know.
Lee, I guess I should have said I meant cheating and fishing.
Oh. That's bad too. Yeah. That's not good.
Yeah. Well, first of all, what kind of sorry ass do you have to be to go out and pre-fish and put fish in a basket and then go get it during the tournament, or load it full of 1 ounce lead, to win a tournament? And a lot of the guys that are being caught, I mean, the money involved in winning that tournament, I really don't see it being worth the effort.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. And this goes back to is personalities. Okay. I was in business, in the convenient food store business for years and years and years. I would have and I'm trying to be gentle with this, I would have employees that would, instead of just coming in and working and doing their job, making their wages, it's something that they would work twice as hard to try to cheat me out of something. And I see that being that same mentality. You know, it's and it's not for bragging rights. It's just knowing that they've taken something from you and did it. Okay, let me say this. All right, the ABT at Gunnersville 2 weeks ago. That was a very, very big tournament. The Classic is going to be on my home lake, Weiss Lake. I was really, I've got to make the Classic. I've got to, to make that. Okay, I zeroed that tournament. Zeroed. 29 pounds won. Josh Butts and his partner won that with 29 pounds, and they were 10 stringers over 20 pounds.
God.
Okay, how do you think that made me feel? The program that I put together did not work. I still fished hard. I still did what I could, did the best I could. I still represented my sponsors and showed a face, but it did not work out for me. But I'm not going to do anything. I don't know if it's morals or what, but it really hurt. It hurt my pride. It hurt my confidence. It hurt everything. But I had to walk up there with a zero. But I did it, and then I'll go to the next one. That's one of those things. You own it, you take it, you go with it, and let's go to the next one.
Well, that reminds me of a story. I went years ago. Me and a buddy went down to Gunnersville. BASS was there. So we go down there. We're gonna watch the weigh-in. It's the final day, and we're just the guys are lined up getting ready to weigh in, and we're talking to them, and all of them very nice guys. And here comes Kevin Van Dam walking up the boat ramp. Somebody's pulling his boat, getting his boat. So I just wanted to, him sign my hat or something. So I walked over and I said, "Hey, Kevin, how'd you do today?" He said, "Oh, I got put out of this tournament yesterday." And I felt like an inch tall. So, I mean...
no, you got to think about that. All right? And it's kind of like... I don't even know where I'm going with this, but because we're getting away from it again. The bad tournaments, when you have bad tournaments, you still got to walk up there and represent and do. And it's kind of like, let's just say one of your favorite college football teams, they get hammered. They get beat. Okay, so they all just walk to the locker room. No, you shake hands. You go out there. You do the interviews. You do what you need to do. The coaches talk, and hey, we got next week. Sunday morning. We start next week.
Right. Oh no, he was very nice. Signed my hat.
Yeah.
He just said it's just one of those tournaments. Just didn't do well, and very very nice guy. Could have just blew me off because he had a bad tournament, but he didn't. He went up and interacted with all the guys and all the fans. Very nice guy.
Right, and like I said, that's why he's one of the best that's out there.
Yeah, I hate he's retiring, but I get it. He can make a ton of money on just talking about fishing. He don't have to fish.
Right. And like I said, his knowledge of the sport, not only the sport and how it works, but just knowledge of fishing. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you something. These guys now, and I was mentioning some of the younger guys, they know where the sport is going. I'm old school. I'm an old school guy, visible structure or finding a drop off or this and that. these guys that know how to use their, they know how to take these hummingbirds and they know how to tweak things in and do it. It's amazing. I'm not that smart to know how to do this stuff, but these guys are taking these electronics, and like I said, I'm using the hummingbird for example, but that they have come so far in technology. They've come so far in what they're doing now, where you can see these fish. You're looking at the fish. It's not just we're using them as reference points for drop-offs. They're using them. I'm seeing these fish in my crappie fishing. When I'm going through these places and I can see these fish laying on the bottom, I know, hey, man, we're not going to get bit right here. We're going to ease on. We're going to wait. When I see them start coming up off that bottom and getting these clouds, hey, we're fixing to get eat up. Get ready. But, I mean, it's just that much confidence that I put in my electronics is amazing these days.
Yeah. It is amazing. I mean, the jump they made from, where we were 10 years ago to today.
Oh, God.
It's crazy. But anyway, back to cheaters, not just tournament cheaters, but people that catch more than if you can catch 30 a day, people are catching 100. And it's the same with deer hunting and turkey hunting as well. And this is one of our stories for our Backroads news that we're going to talk about.
Okay.
It's if the limit's 3, these guys are killing 10.
Yeah.
If you're only supposed to kill 1 buck, they're killing 5. It's like you're not going to tell me how many I can kill. You're not going to tell me how many I can catch. So my question is, do you think what's the way to curb that mentality? I mean, are the punishments not severe enough?
That's how you're raised. That's how you've been taught. That's how you've been. I have so many guys, and this is, I'm a big deer hunter. I love deer hunting. Love it. Deer hunting helps me. I eat a lot of deer. Okay. I like to harvest deer, but it gives me more satisfaction being in the woods, seeing deer interact, seeing deer move. I can go and have the best hunt I've ever had and never fire a shot. And it's that it's taking it to your outdoorsmen, your hunters, your true outdoorsmen. Love the woods, love the water, love being out there seeing nature. Harvesting an animal or catching a lot of fish, is a bonus sometime, but it goes back to being a true outdoorsman.
Right.
You go out there, and I'll have people say, hey, I saw your truck parked at so-and-so and so-and-so the other day when you were deer hunting. How many did you kill? And I said, I didn't shoot a deer. Well, what? I saw deer all out there come, in a field that you were at. Yeah, I did too. But, I didn't harvest a deer. I enjoyed it. I had a great evening in the woods. I had a great, I saw some bucks chasing does. I saw this and that. I didn't harvest anything, but I had a great hunt. And a lot of people don't get that. I've got clients, and I don't want to be negative on this right here because so many people, but I've got clients that unless they catch a limit, they are not happy. Unless they can catch a limit and then say, now we get your limit, don't we? I'm like, well, no. Here's the deal. I'm a guide. You don't get my limit. And here's what we do as guides. You only get this many. Let me tell you something right here. Okay. And these guys have came with me for, I don't know how you say it, came. My wife gets on me about that. What's the proper pronoun or proper whatever?
Yeah, that I don't want to go off on that tangent.
They come fish on me.
There you go.
For probably 12 years. And when we come in from a day's fishing, and let's say we've got 54, they're happy, they're tickled, they're excited, and another guide comes in front of us, and he's got 58. Their whole disposition changes, and they're like, Lee, what do you think? What are we going to do tomorrow? We got to do something different. We got to do something different. He got more than we got. Well, you lost 7. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You had a good day's fishing. We had fun. We caught fish. We didn't go out there and not catch anything. But no, it's just that mentality.
Yeah,
and that's
it's
the
that
thing.
result
People have
mentality.
got to get back to enjoying the outdoors.
Yeah, it's the result mentality. That I have to have results.
Right. Yeah. But
well, I wanted to get your opinion on that. I've seen, story after story on that, and I know how much you're in the woods and in the water, or on the water every year, and sometimes you're in the water. Depends on
the last 2 weeks I have been, because I've had to push myself off of places. I stripped down to my underwear in that cold weather and pushed off twice. And I will go. I got to stretch out on this right here.
All right.
A good friend of mine owns our local radio station here. Okay, good friend of mine. All right, I'm sitting there, and he has changed his. It used to be, our full pool is 364. That's full pool.
Right.
So we have our winter drawdown now of 3 feet. And he's changed it around a little bit. Instead of saying, okay, we're 361 and 3 inches. Okay, and I'm telling you how this is just how I am. I'm smart enough to know that I'm not real smart. But I can tell 3 inches from 6 inches. And when he says, okay, now he starts saying, we're 361 and 700ths of a blah, 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 blah. I don't know what that means. And I called him. I said, tell it to me in inches, because I don't know them hundreds. And so
I get it.
When he tells me it could be a foot or 2 difference, and me trying to get into a place, all of a sudden I'm stuck. I got to strip down to my underwear and push clients out in the cold.
Hey,
so,
would you mind if one of your clients took a picture of that? We could put it on the Facebook page.
Oh, they were dying, man. They were laughing at me. Said, we're stuck. And all of a sudden he said, oh, what are we going to do? I said, I'm coming out of my muck boots, coming out of my insulated underwear. I said, I'm getting in. Why? I said, well, you want to wait here 3 weeks till the water comes up? I got to push us. So, and a lot of that, too, is my ignorance. So, once again, I'm like Ernest T. Bass. You are some count, Ernest T. You just ignorant. So,
jump in the pot. The pot too hot. Jump in.
Yeah. I jumped in the cold too cold.
It's me. It's Ernest T. Bass.
But, it's just one of those deals. Like I said, it's, just in the outdoors, man. You do what you got to do, and you make it happen.
That's exactly right. Well, Lee, I know how busy you are. I know you're tired. You've been on the water all day. We'll kick our Backroad news down the road for the next episode. We'll cover it then. I don't want to keep you any longer. Appreciate you being on as always. And anybody wants to book a trip with Lee, when are you going to start booking bass trips?
I'll probably start that here about early May, because we're still pulling for crappie, and I've got a lot of crappie trips still all my April. I think I've had 17th, 18th come open, but I'm booked all the way through April. So May we'll start doing our bass trips, getting some people out there catching some good Weiss Lake, Neely Henry bass. And you can call me, Lee Pitts, 256-390-4145, and we'll get you out there on the water and let you have a good time.
There you go. And remember, folks, there's a lot more to it than just catching. Weiss Lake's a beautiful place. Neely Henry's a beautiful place. Enjoy your surroundings. Just don't be focused in on just catching fish. He's going to show you great spots. He's going to do everything in his power to put fish in the boat. But just enjoy the camaraderie. Lee's a great guy. He's fun to be around. I mean, I think y'all can tell through this show how much fun it'd be just to hang around with Lee for a half day or a full day, whatever you want to do. So just keep that in the back of your mind. And again, Lee, thanks for taking time out of your busy day to join us on the show, and hopefully we'll be able to hook up with you again next week.
Well, and I appreciate that, but it's kind of like the great Rick James said.
Here we go.
Enjoy yourself.
That was a pretty good impression. I liked it.
See you, Chris, man. Thank you.
See you, Lee.
All right, buddy.
That was the great Lee Pitts, legend of Fort Payne, Alabama, Cedar Bluff, Alabama, Weiss Lake, wherever, up in that neck of the woods. And guys, thanks for joining us. We'd like to get some feedback, see if, how you guys are liking the show, good and bad. We don't mind. We're pretty thick-skinned. You can go to Bama Backroads Outdoors at gmail.com and leave us some feedback. If you want to ask Lee a question, leave it on there, and I'll ask him on the next show. Once again, guys, thanks. Please like or follow wherever you listen to the show, Spotify, iHeartRadio, whatever the case may be. Please just give us a like and a follow. Let us know how we're doing. That does kind of let us know, people are listening, and if you like and follow us, we're kind of guessing that you kind of like what we're doing. But once again, thanks, guys, and we'll see y'all next time.